Hello and welcome back, all 2,000 plus of you avid consumers of Pax Dei and Pax Dei related content out there. I'm Altari, the professional gamer, and today is the 52nd episode of the Pax Friday Review. That's the show where we talk about all the fun, interesting, new, and exciting information that has dropped for Pax Dei over the last week. And you might be noticing something a little different, a little change in scenery. Well, that is because today we are celebrating a couple of milestones that have happened both on our channel as well as in Pax Dei. And what better way to do that than to celebrate with a pizza party in the company kitchen. So that is what we are going to be doing today. And again, thank you all so much. We have grown this channel out. When we started the Pax Friday Review, I think we had maybe 200 subscribers, and now we're at over 2,000 subscribers over the last year, and it has been such a wild ride, and I am so appreciative of all of the support that all of you provided just by watching our videos, listening to me talk endlessly about Pax Dei and anything related to it. So I figured what better way than to also give back to all of you with a giveaway. We have our first ever community sponsored giveaway that we will be talking about a little bit later in today's episode, so make sure you tune in for that. But we have several different types of pizza here, and we are going to be testing them out and rating them and subsequently awarding the Divine Pizza Award. And for anyone who has been a long time viewer of the channel, you know that I am extremely passionate about my pizza. So I figured what better way than to challenge 3 of the closest pizza joints to the office against one homemade pizza by Altari. But before we get to all of that, this week I asked for all of you to go to the Professional Gamer Discord and post any of your screenshots that you captured during your journeys in Pax Dei's Wilderness Alpha that happened all last week, and we got a bunch of those. So right now, while I get set up here in the kitchen, we are going to go ahead and show some of those screenshots. Thanks to everyone who submitted screenshots. I really do appreciate it, and it's so fun getting to just watch all of the various builds as well as just the crazy places that all of you got to during the Wilderness Alpha. So go ahead and enjoy that, and we'll be back here in the kitchen getting ready to go. All right, and welcome back. Today we have 3 challengers for the Divine Pizza Prize. And for those of you who are wondering, why do I always call it the Divine Pizza? Well, that is very simple. Pax Dei literally means divine peace. So being the passionate and avid fan of pizza, I took the liberty of changing Divine Peace to Divine Pizza, and that is why we have the Divine Pizza Challenge. And our challengers today are The Hut, Pizza Hut, as well as Domino's, and then a local pizza to our office. It's called Lucadia, and they're a really good joint. You should definitely check them out if they are near you. But we are going to be making our own pizza as well, and I'm going to be taking you along for that journey. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, and like I said earlier, pizza parties are best when shared with friends, and while many of us made new friends during Alpha 2, I, over the last year, have had the privilege and the honor to make 2,000 friends who have decided to subscribe to the channel and subjugate themselves to listening to me babble about Pax Dei at least one time a week for the last 52 weeks. So what better way to celebrate by having a giveaway? And this is our first community sponsored giveaway. So this is brought to you by the Monastic Order, and Brother, who is the de facto leader of the Monastic Order, wanted to sponsor a pizza party for one of you lucky viewers, and I wanted to just share a little bit about the Monastic Order. They are a group of players who want to really focus in on religious gameplay for Pax Dei. One of the reasons why I am extremely passionate about Pax Dei as a game is because there are going to be so many different facets of the game that players can choose to focus on. Some players might want to join a knighthood and go and do PvP, maybe form a barony or even a kingdom. Other players might want to take up crafting and join a guild or become a tradesperson and a craftsman and start selling their goods on a market. Others will want to go and practice religion. Now, Pax Dei is centered around a lot of these medieval beliefs, and the essence of it is what happens if myths were actually real. So the things that during the actual medieval times, what if those things that people believed in back then actually were real? And religious gameplay is going to be informed by some of those things. So there's a lot of really, really cool things that are on the horizon for religious gameplay in Pax Dei, and one of the communities that is choosing to really focus in on one aspect. What is that aspect? Religion, and that's where the Monastic Order comes in. And if you are interested in learning more about the Monastic Order, feel free to go ahead and join their Discord. That is linked down below in the description. Thanks again, Brother, for sponsoring this giveaway and giving some pizza out to one of our lucky viewers. All right, let's go back to getting this pizza done. Pizza dough. All right, so for today's recipe, what I am really looking to do here, this is a down and dirty. We're not gonna be doing something crazy. Normally, if I wanted to make the perfect pizza, we would make our own pizza sauce. We would grate some cheese and make our own concoction here. And then we would go and start adding in some of the toppings. But for today, we are going with a much more economically reasonable version where we have acquired a lot of ingredients from a trader known as Joe. And he has provided us with the pizza sauce, the cheese, and the dough. And the reason why I'm pointing over here is because that is where all of our ingredients are for today. And that is pretty much it. We're gonna be making a quite a basic piece of pizza here today, but it is a very, very good tasting pizza. This dough is actually pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these ingredients back over here while we put this dough out. Now I know people are going to definitely judge me on my pizza dough spreading ability here. Always good to make sure that you have washed your hands before you start handling food. Now, if there's one thing that the pandemic has taught me, it's that you really need to wash your hands for about 20 seconds before you can actually consider your hands clean. And that is what we are going to do, making sure that we get every last bit, nook and cranny, including underneath our nails, by doing this very fun and interactive maneuver right here. And that is looking good. So now that we have clean hands, we are going to go ahead and get started on spreading out this dough here. So just throw that over there. Now, when you're spreading pizza dough, one important thing is you definitely want to have some flour on your hands. And for that, you probably don't want to have wet hands or else it's just going to really stick. But here we go. We already put some flour on this pan for the pizza, so hopefully we should be good there. And this dough has been sitting out for probably 2 hours now. It gave it a chance to rise. And if I could explain one thing that I really like about Trader Joe's dough is how nice it smells. One thing that they do here is they integrate in some, I believe it's rosemary, into the dough, which just makes it taste super good. There might be some garlic added there as well. So what we're doing right now is just spreading it out. I'm not trying to make too big of a pizza here. And whenever you get a pizza, like a rip on your dough, just make sure that you fold it over kind of like this. And that is kind of what we have done here. And then you can kind of just spread it out like so. Like I said, we're not looking for altogether too big of a pizza, and I also don't want it to get too crazy when it comes to how thin the slices are. Next up, we are indeed going to add some traditional pizza sauce. This is also acquired from Trader Joe's. I know, Judge, please judge. And it's kind of actually, I think it's a part of like a pizza making kit. And for that reason, I thoroughly enjoy it, because when a professional gamer comes home from his actual day job and is looking to get his pizza fix, there's no better way to do it than by going and getting some Trader Joe's pizza sauce. Now, here we go. I personally really like a lot of sauce on my pizza. Call me crazy. I actually sometimes will order extra sauce if I'm ordering out. And I don't know why. I really like how it turns out when there's a lot of sauce on it. Now, if I had a lot more time and this wasn't actually a part of a PAX Friday review where I'm also talking about actual PAX Day related content as well, I would actually make some of this sauce, I think, is one thing that I would do. All right, so there's that. Now, next thing here is we have some cheese. And what better way to make a very quick and speedy pizza than by just having some pre-seasoned Toscano cheese. And we're just gonna spread that. I like to have a little bit more granular control with where we put that cheese. And we can really cheese this thing up, because that's what we are on this channel. We're just really cheesy. In fact, I think this pizza is going to be a metaphor for the channel when I was thinking about what we were gonna make. And you'll see why in a couple seconds here. But we're definitely a cheesy channel, so I feel like adding a lot of cheese would really reflect that well. So that is the cheese. And now it is time for us to add some uncured sliced pepperoni. We're gonna add a couple. We're gonna add definitely a couple. And normally I'm actually not a big person on like pepperoni. I personally like sausage on my pizza, but I figured since we have our 52nd episode of the PAX Friday review, it would be pretty fun to place 52 different pepperonis on here. Actually, what I want to do is turn this into a 5. That's going to be like the worst 5 that anyone's ever seen anywhere. I'm sorry. I am very sorry. Oh boy. Oh boy, is that a 5? All right, I think that's enough pepperoni. But one thing that I feel like is a good characteristic of the channel, sometimes we're spicy. So we're gonna add some jalapenos. I'm actually a really big fan of jalapenos. I do like spice in my pizza, and for that we are going to just add some pickled jalapenos here. Now, if we had more time and I was significantly more prepared, then I would probably prepare my own jalapenos as well, but that's just not going to happen for today. Now, I think that might be enough. What I wanted to do is try and make this into a 2. How would I make this into the number 2? It's like not enough square footage for what I want to do with the number 2. It's kind of like a 2. Maybe when I'm editing, I can make it look more 2-y. Look at that, 52, because it's the 52nd episode of the Pax Friday review. And that's really it. That's like how when I am going in a rush and I am looking to get some pizza going in the oven, typically on a Friday right before I record the Pax Friday review, this is what I'm eating. And this is probably the same amount of flour that makes it onto my vest every single time. But now comes the most important part, actually cooking it. And this is a pretty simple recipe to do because it's, I believe, about 12 minutes in the oven. So that's what we're gonna do. I've already preheated the oven, 425 degrees Fahrenheit. It's something else in Celsius. You can do the conversion yourself. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and throw it in there and then talk about some Pax Dei. Hopefully that doesn't like set my streamers on fire. All right, so there we go. Now let's go to talking about all of the new information that's come out for Pax Dei this week. So stay tuned for all of that and then some details on how to win yourself a pizza party. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, well, I hope you're enjoying all of the pizza celebration that is going on right now. But for today's Pax Friday review, I just want to talk about a quick couple of things going on in Pax Dei this week. First and foremost, on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Alpha 2 officially closed and no players were able to log in anymore. And since that point in time, we have been anxiously waiting to hear when we will be able to get back into the game. Unfortunately, there's nothing new yet to report. Once the developers do get a more solid picture of when we are going to be able to get into early access, they will announce it on the official Discord. And in fact, a couple of the developers have been stopping by the official Discord, seeing how things are going and collecting a lot more feedback. In fact, this entire week, players have had the opportunity up until, I believe, Thursday night in Pacific Standard Time, at least, which probably would be like around noonish their time on Friday, to submit all of their feedback. And a lot of that stuff is actually still available to review. And I think that is a great opportunity for you to kind of see what your peers are saying about how the gameplay experience was. That is actually closed as of recording of this video, though, so you won't be able to submit any formal feedback in terms of the actual subject matters that they're asking for. You can still post all of your feedback that you have. Maybe you didn't get to that point yet. You can still post it on the Discord, and most likely a developer will see it. I don't know if it is the best course of action to submit a mod mail message, but I would more so recommend just go into the feedback folder in Discord and they will definitely see it there. They have a tendency to put
new feedback and suggestions for every couple of weeks, and they collect it, and then they, I believe, go and summarize it and review it internally. So if you have feedback and you weren't able to get it into the Alpha 2 feedback, you can still enter it in the coming days, weeks, and months. That being said, we have not that much information to go off of for early access. The only thing that we do know is that it will be coming most likely by the end of spring, if not around the start of summer. It is important to note that last year around July, Mainframe took a pretty decent amount of time off as their holiday. I would expect that something similar to that is going to happen, which means if it's not going to happen before July, I would guess that it would happen more closer to August as people start getting back into the office. So that is something important to consider as well. And I'm looking at a crystal ball. It could be totally different this year than last year. I don't know, but it's always fun to make a guess and see how close we are. I'm still under the solid belief that we will be getting into early access sometime in June. Maybe that's wishful thinking. Let me know what you think down in the comments on that. But other than that, that's all that we had for new information on Pax Dei. I'm going to send it back to myself, and you all can enjoy the pizza recklessness that is going on for the rest of this episode. Exceptionally long episode. I do apologize, but at the same time, what a great time to be celebrating. I'll see you all back in the kitchen.
All right, so for the Divine Pizza Prize, we are going to be assessing 3 pizzas made by some of the local pizza joints nearest the office. And those are Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Lucadia Pizza. And we showed on screen previously what they look like, and I'm just going to talk about them for 1 second here while the pizza we're making is still in the oven. So from Domino's, for all of you Hawaiian pizza lovers out there, we have an awesome Hawaiian pizza from Domino's. On occasion, I will indeed indulge in some Hawaiian pizza. Then next up, we do have a barbecue chicken pizza. That is slightly different, more tangy. It is still on the sweeter side, kind of like the Hawaiian pizza, but I just love it. It tastes really good. And also, Mrs. Professional Gamer really likes it too. And then last, but certainly not least, we have a deluxe pizza from Pizza Hut. And what we are going to be assessing all of these pizzas on is a couple of different characteristics. So we're going to be assessing these pizzas on 3 different characteristics. First and foremost, their taste, because who is going to give the Divine Pizza Award to a pizza that tastes bad? Also presentation, because you gotta look the part if you're the Divine Pizza. And then third, and certainly not least, is the price to acquire said pizza. That is a consideration that one must take into account, especially when one is someone like Altari who consumes too much pizza on a weekly basis. So here we are, we have our Domino's, we have our Lucadia Pizza, and we have our Pizza Hut. We only have a little bit more of time left for that pizza in the oven. Once that comes out, we're gonna let it cool and we're gonna try all of these pizzas. I'll see you right then. All right, and here we are back. The pizza has just finished. I also heated up our other pizzas as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get those out of the oven, cut it up, and get to tasting some pizza. Oh, yes. Oh, that is looking so good. How do you not get any better than that? That is beautiful. We are going to go ahead and cut that puppy up. We'll also get these other pizzas out of the oven, so we don't want to catch them on fire or anything like that, right? Maybe we do. That would be pretty funny. All right, here we go. The pizzas are out of the oven. We're gonna put this down there. There we go. So we have the pizzas out of the oven now. We're gonna go ahead and give it a little chop. Now, one thing that I have really liked is I have this special pizza cutter, and it's super useful. It is incredibly good at what it does, and it's just a nice little fancy little roller right here. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a quick little cutting before it gets too cold. I think we'll try and get 8s here. Whoops, and one more. Oh, stay with me there. Cool, wow. Okay, we kind of butchered it. What have you done to my son? My little boy. Just kidding. All right, that is good. We are good to start tasting these pizzas, and yeah, we'll get right back to it. All right, so for the first pizza that we're gonna be trying, we have everyone's favorite pizza. This is Domino's. Now, I guess I forgot to mention, I'm not sponsored by any of these pizza joints, by the way. I am just an avid consumer of pizza myself. And the first one that we are going to be trying today is the Hawaiian pizza from Domino's. In terms of price, 5 being extremely high, 1 being extremely low, I think this would rate somewhere around a 3. It is pretty expensive for the size that you're getting. I mean, look, this is, yeah, it's got some size to it. This is about 3 or 4 servings, I feel like. But normally when we chat out on pizza, we go for large pizzas. So presentation, I would give this a solid 2. It does not look good in the slightest. It gets the job done. It doesn't disgust you, but it doesn't scream, please eat me. For some of you, you'll say it's got pineapple on it, so it's not good either way. But here we go. The first slice that we are going to be trying for the Divine Pizza Prize. Okay. Got a little bit of pineapple in there. It's pretty much just a Domino's pizza. I don't know how else to describe it. One thing that I really like about Domino's pizza is that they have that garlic crust. They didn't used to have that. Ever since they made that update, it's tasted really good. Really garlicky, really salty. I would rate that a solid 3. So price, we put at around a 2 or a 3. Presentation, definitely a solid 2. Flavor, 3. So very mid, very mid pizza. Next up, I think we're gonna do the Hut. Here we go. This is, again, a deluxe pizza. Nicely sliced up there and ready to go. I would say in terms of price, where I would rate this, it's probably around a 3. It's pretty high. I've always considered Pizza Hut to be on more of the cheaper side of pizza joints, so I was kind of surprised when it came out to be definitely higher than the Domino's and not nearly as much as the Lucadia pizza, which is more of a primo joint kind of nearby. So presentation, the cut was a little off, and not only was it a little off, but it almost looks like they have taken several different pizzas and smash them together into one pizza box. And that again is probably because the slicing was done a little bit off where it should, but that is gonna make me give it about a, unfortunately I'm gonna say it's around a 2 as well, a solid 2 for presentation, and that's just what it is. Sorry Pizza Hut. Now, one thing that I find really interesting about Pizza Hut pizza dough is it feels almost too crusty. This is just a hand-tossed one. Let's go ahead and give a solid bite out of this. Okay. Interesting. So this is the first time that I've had Pizza Hut in probably like 10 years. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, it doesn't have that bam garlic flavor, but it does have kind of almost a softness once you get through the crunchiness of the crust, which is really good. I think I would put that maybe around a 3 in terms of flavor. Now, the next one that we are going to be reviewing is Lyonesse Pizza. This is a local pizza joint. I like the box. We've got our red for Pizza Hut, our blue for Domino's, then we got kind of like this bluish green color for Lyonesse. And in terms of price, this one is a 5. It's pretty costly, cost significantly more than Pizza Hut, and almost, you could probably get 2 Domino's pizzas for the same price as one of these. But presentation, oh my gosh, look at this. It looks so good. This looks so good. Yeah, wow. Kind of like remelted when I put it in the oven, but and you got the like little shredded cilantro, or yeah, I think that's cilantro. Give it a little bit of citrusy flavor to go with the barbecue sauce that's underneath. Now this one is unique. It doesn't have tomato sauce. All of our other pizzas have tomato sauce. This has barbecue sauce. It also has chicken on top. I would give this, in terms of presentation, this is a 5. This is a solid 5. Pizza should look really good. It shouldn't just taste really good. And I feel like this pizza really is fitting the bill for that. Now comes the real test though. Where are we in terms of flavor? Wow. You know what, I'm having a moment here. I'm gonna take another bite. I couldn't tell from the first one. Needed to get a second one in there, just to make sure. Wow. That is really good. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna put that one as a solid 4.5. So far Lyonesse is looking like it's the winner, mostly because the flavor and the presentation. Now, price is gonna be a pretty big downset for that. Is this still too hot? No. All right, next up, we have the professional special. It, at one point, tried to say 52. Now it just looks like we couldn't decide if we wanted pepperoni or jalapeno on our pizza, but this is a professional pizza. This is as professional of a pizza as you can get. Now, in terms of cost, this is a 1. This didn't cost almost anything. This was significantly cheaper. I could have gotten 3 of these pizzas for the same cost that I got just the Domino's, which happened to be the cheapest of the pizza stores that I got. So, price 1. Presentation, well, it tried to say 52, so we're gonna give that a 3. That is a 3. It's got the nice crust on the outside. It's soft, but still firm, and I feel like it does have a little bit more presentability than maybe the Domino's or the Pizza Hut. Nowhere close to the Lyonesse pizza, that piece of work. All right, so let's go ahead and give it a taste. I'm gonna try and get one here that has a little bit of both worlds. We've got a jalapeno and a pepperoni. And ooh, we're falling apart there. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a taste. Oh, that is so good. Okay. Oh, now we're getting hit with a jalapeno. Yep. So, in terms of flavor, I wouldn't say this is a very sophisticated pizza, but it's still got a lot of the things that make a pizza good. It's got the sauce, it's got the cheese, obviously. Those are all kind of pre-seasoned, but the combination of jalapeno and pepperoni really kind of brought it out. It's not a 4.5 though. I'd rate it a solid 3.5. So there you go. We got all of the pizzas have kind of been assessed on our very, very subjective scale of price, flavor, and presentation. And I don't know, which pizza do you all think should have won? I feel like everyone in the comments is gonna have their own pizza proclivities, but I'd be really interested to hear what your favorite pizza is, and feel free to let me know down in the comments. Now, in terms of which of these 4 pizzas is the divine pizza, at least until the next time that we do one of these, yeah, I think we're gonna have to go with this Lyonesse pizza. I mean, just look at it. Look at it. No, it's really good. I like the marriage of all the flavors, the presentation, and while the price is high, you are getting a really nice pizza pie. So that is all that we have for today's episode, and I just wanted to go through really quick some of the people that I wanted to thank in the community and really have been here supporting our channel for quite a while now. And you can see all of them listed right here. I'd specifically like to call out Gonzaga. He has donated quite a bit to the channel so that we could upscale a lot of our production capabilities. You're seeing some of those effects right now. But most importantly, I want to thank all of you, everyone who has spent the last 52 weeks plus watching and learning about Pax Dei with me and going on this journey together. And at the end of the day, that is even what Pax Dei is about. It's about the journey. It's about the friends that you make along the way. It's not really about the destination. And while the destination might be an incredibly beautiful place in-game or an incredibly awesome sword or something like that that you can get in game, really the most fun that you're going to get out of Pax Dei is the adventures that you have getting to that place, getting to that destination, getting that sword. It's the people that you meet. And we have met over 2,000 people who have decided to become consumers and join the channel. And as a result, I thank all of you. We wouldn't be here without you. All of our channel members, you all are great, and I so do truly appreciate you and all of the financial support that you've given to us. And that's only going to allow us to continue to improve the channel and give back. In reality, I just really love building community. And I do that in Pax Dei by having the Golden Company, and we're building the Golden City. And I also do it here on this channel, on the Professional Gamer Discord. And if you want to get involved in any of those things, I highly recommend that you go and check in the link down below for the Professional Gamer Discord link. Again, thank you to the Monastic Order and Brother for giving us the opportunity to share some divine pizza with all of you. And that giveaway is really, really, really easy to enter. All you have to do is go over to the Professional Gamer Discord, go to the giveaway section, and click that you are interested, we will be giving away one Grubhub card with enough money on it to be able to buy yourself a very nice pizza. I know because we have checked out all of the different pizzas here. So I hope that you all enjoy that. Best of luck. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, maybe we'll do some more cooking stuff in the future. I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out in the editing room, and I'm obviously very much so open to any feedback that you have. But if you do like it, please like the video as well. Subscribe so that you can get notified whenever we post new content. This isn't our normal thing, by the way. We aren't cooking in Pax Dei. We are pretty much 100% Pax Dei. Subscribe so that you can get notified whenever we post new content, and share this video with any of your friends who might be interested in Pax Dei. I hope all of you had a great time in the Pax Dei Wilderness Alpha. I know there's a lot to talk about for it. There's a lot of stuff going on with the crafting and how long it took to get to certain things. Nobody was able to do PvP, and combat was all wonky, and all of these things are going on that might make you feel a little wary for the game. And I know that I always have a very positive bias towards it because I'm so passionate and I'm so in love with the game. But we will be covering all of that in the weeks to come as we are going in to the lead up for early access. And I hope that you can join us along for the journey. To the first 2,000 plus of you who have decided to join the channel, thank you, and I will see you in next week's episode. PAX Friday Review episode 53. That has a pretty good ring to it.